Good morning. Happy Friday. It is so nice to start to reconnect with you all, as I know this first semester has been wild and crazy as we've kind of navigated working and teaching and learning and families that we never thought we would do before. It's crazy to think that, in March, I had no idea, maybe you didn't either, that we would be in this situation with COVID as long as we have been. But regardless of that, we have work that we have to get back to as teaching and learning is still happening, and we need to do some revisions to ensure that our curriculum and our instructional practices are in alignment, up to date, and rigorous enough for a guaranteed and viable curriculum for all of our students and staff in Platte County. So because of some of the time features, because we want to ensure that all of our work is done well, doesn't have gaps like we have had in the past, we have done some revisions to our process yet again. So what you see here on the screen is a 4-year, well, really a 3-year commitment to our curriculum revisions so that we're chunking the work. In the past, if you've been on curriculum council or committee, we have tried to bite off more than I think we can chew in terms of curriculum writing and revision. So our goal for this year, and I will attach this document in the Google Classroom for you to look at a little bit deeper. Our goal is ultimately for the remainder of this year is to finalize the revisions to power standards and to our scope and sequence so that we're ready to implement at the start of next year. In fact, I'd like for us to try to be finished by end of April or May so our folks can look at it before summer. The state is identifying power standards based on their expertise that will align to state assessments. And so it's probably a good thing that we've paused some of our work relative to identifying power standards. So when the state finalizes those and pushes those out, we will cross-check the power standards that we have already identified in terms of speaking and listening and writing, or reading, I think. And then we will identify what is left for reading. Okay, so we'll look at power standards and we will revise our scope and sequence. For elementary, some of that work is about aligning our reading and writing units so that when you're writing a nonfiction unit of study, that you're also reading nonfiction so that your mentor texts can align. For secondary, looking more like a lit studio, how do you embed both of those and what does that look like for our secondary students, knowing that we have limited time within our 7-period day. Then as we work towards year 2, we will start digging deeper into unpacking those power standards, writing units of study, model units for our folks, and getting feedback from people on our scope and sequence. Also in year 2, we'll really dig deep into units of study. We'll provide some professional development for you on what a key unit of study looks like. We'll talk about how to identify and choose resources that are appropriate for helping students master the standard and ensuring that we're choosing resources from multiple perspectives and that do not have any sort of diversity or identity implications for our students. Then in year 3, we will refine and finalize common district assessments. Our goal is to get everyone on the same page again so we have that guaranteed and viable curriculum. But here's where I need your feedback. We have to get started again here in January. And so I've attached a Google form to our Google Classroom here just to get your feedback. So we have some options about how we can move forward with our work. And also this will ensure that you still get the stipend that you've signed a contract for at the beginning of the year. So we can either meet face-to-face in the forum room like we did this summer, if you're comfortable with that. We can meet for more extended time in Google Meet, and both of those opportunities would allow you to ask questions and clarify as we move forward, which may be important to some of you and maybe not for others. And so we need to come to some sort of consensus in terms of that. We could potentially divide our work, and so work secondary and then elementary, as there's a little bit of differentiation, really again ensuring that we have that vertical alignment, K-12, but there are some differences in terms of elementary and secondary just in terms of the way instructional blocks are set up. And then finally, we can meet for short periods of time on Google Meet, but we can create modules as an academic services team to push out and that you guys would watch and learn and then do on your own time. So if you could provide me some feedback about what you think you're going to be most comfortable with and what would best support the completion of power standard identification and revision of scope and sequence, that would be helpful. Thank you so much for all that you do for the students and staff of Platte County. I hope you take this holiday to take care of yourself, enjoy time with your family, and stay healthy. Don't hesitate to reach out to me via email or text or whatever venue works for you. I'm here to support you as best as I can. Thanks so much for taking the time to provide feedback. It will really help guide our work starting in January. Thanks so much, everyone. Happy holidays.